This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the whoop, Neeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop, Neeks, and like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, and like the Siberian Tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Eat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. All right, let's delve right into it. Because we have to look at the bigger picture here. Shakur Stevenson had in recent interview that he did, and I was thoroughly enthused, I was thoroughly impressed, and I was thoroughly exuberated by the fact that Shakur Stevenson basically was able to give highly intellectual soliloquies on boxing. Let me say it again. Shakur Stevenson was able to give highly intellectual soliloquies on boxing. What I liked from it was the fact that Shakur Stevenson understood the cardinal rule in sparring. You don't talk about sparring wars. You don't talk about what happened in sparring. Now, there was one gaffe that he said. He said that, a long time ago, Terrence Bud Crawford beat his ass up in sparring. And then this time around, he said nobody beats him up in sparring. So there's an inaccuracy there. I need to know, the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. Did he beat your ass up in sparring or did he not? It's really a simple question that you simply need to answer. Nobody needs to answer that but you. You put it out there that you got the shit beaten out of you. Then you turn around and say nobody gave it to you. And then you can hang with all of the 147 pounds. Now, maybe it's a clarification. Maybe you need to say now at this point or this juncture in your career, no one can hang with you. So we need to get the clarity on that. You know me, I get on the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. But if someone says something in his benefactor, then I'm not going to jump to his defense. But we're going to tell the truth over here. Because that's what we deal with over here in the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller fashion variation. Now, what Shakur Stevenson said that I liked. Noticed he talked a lot about Floyd. He talked a lot about Andre Ward. And that was highly intellectual on his part. Those soliloquies, those bars that he was dropping, the gems and the jewels, those are for boxing fans. Not for the Rudy fucking poo and the plum brains. Not for the classic fucking dotes and the troglodytes. Not for the ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetorics. But it's for the boxing fans, the boxing savants. Those that like the sport of boxing and love to hear the truth about what is actually happening. Shakur Stevenson gets the biggest salute of the day because Shakur Stevenson told a fundamental truth about a fundamental situation that was associated, affiliated, and what we would say ingratiated with the fact that Floyd Mayweather is the standard bearer, man. That Floyd Mayweather is the bar. If you know boxing, you know that. When you talk Floyd Mayweather, you talk boxing. When you talk boxing, you talk Floyd Mayweather. If you're not talking Floyd Mayweather, you're not talking boxing. And if you're not talking boxing, you're not talking Floyd Mayweather. They are synonymous with one another. Because I like how eloquently he said that they were trying to say that Floyd Mayweather wasn't on Sugar Ray Leonard's level. But he surpassed Sugar Ray Leonard. He surpassed Sugar Ray Leonard a long time ago in his career. Basically, Floyd did just like what Jordan did with Dr. J. That's what Floyd did with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was that Dr. J iconic figure. And then you have the Floyd Mayweathers of the world. They show up and then they just basically say, okay, what you did was iconic, but now I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to take it to a level that you could absolutely never take it to. And that's what Floyd did. And that's what Michael Jordan did. Shakur Stevenson is looking to do that. But prior to him is Earl the Truth Spence. When it's all said and done, I like how Shakur Stevenson explained how he's the next of the crop. I'm not surprised because he knows everything. He knows everything. Told you guys that Shakur Stevenson was the next of the crop. But see, look what Shakur Stevenson did that a Devin Haney always fails to do. Shakur Stevenson talked about Gervonta Davis And he talked about how Gervonta Tank Davis was older than him. And how Gervonta Tank Davis was basically another gear. That we're not going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis because Gervonta Tank Davis is just doing things, on a box office level. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. Not that he's from Atlanta, Georgia, but he was basically saying, he lived there for some time. We know he's from B-More. And that Gervonta Tank Davis is just doing basically next level, next gear stuff, and he's older than him. Meaning, he showed the full respect, the full gamut of Gervonta Tank Davis. Basically, he was saying he's not ready for Gervonta Tank Davis. You see, this is what the little capping ass Devin Haney needs to learn. This is why Devin Haney fanboys are not paying attention and listen. Why do you think he knows everything always like Shakur Stevenson over Devin Haney? Because Shakur Stevenson knows his role, he knows his place, he operates in that motherfucker, and he lives in it. And boy, did he operate it and lived in it by giving Gervonta Tank Davis the credit. He knows that if he steps into the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis, he will be literally tanked. Gervonta Tank Davis is knocking out motherfuckers left and right. Now, they're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis possibly having PED allegations. I will talk about that in the next video. You always got these haters, man. They always want to hate, dog. They always want to hate, dog. They always got some shit to say. But it is what it is. We know when it's all said and done that Gervonta Tank Davis is box office. We know that he is a Mighty Mouse iteration of Roy Jones Jr. meets Mike Tyson meets Floyd Mayweather's pool count extraordinary ability. We know this to be true. And we know that when it's all said and done, the hatred for Gervonta Tank Davis, for him being the big ape, the true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics, basically the King Kong edition, the big ape variation aspect and facet, they're going to hate. Beta males always are going to hate on alpha males. It is what it is. It's an alpha male lineage. It's the burden that the alpha male lineage has to carry. The fact that beta males will always hate and troll and congregate against the alpha male lineage that's associated behind the alpha male. It is what the fuck it is. But Shakur Stevenson, salute to you because you gave respect. You didn't sit there and run your rabbit ass mouth like all of these other, what we would say, so-called boxing fans. They don't understand they are the reason why the sport is in the literal gutter. But I like how he also talked about Sakio Bika's fight with Andre Ward. To be honest with you, I didn't agree with him saying that was a difficult fight. That was a hellified performance. Because Andre Ward made the difficult look undifficult. He made the difficult look easy in that fight. Andre Ward took a very awkward style fighter in Sakio Bika and basically made him look regular. And he did a whole lot of that in his boxing career. Notice who Shakur Stevenson is preferencing. Those guys. When he's talking about fight history. He's not talking about the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. He's not bringing up any of his fight history. He's not bringing up any of Loma's fight history. He's bringing up those guys. Because he understands that those guys are error-filled fighters. When it's all said and done, Shakur Stevenson also called out Oscar Valdez. I've been said this, and a prediction, King Structure, and a prediction, King Structure, that Oscar Valdez does not want to take that L. If you are supposedly the #1 fighter on Ring Magazine, if you're supposedly what Oscar De La Hoya say that you are, why aren't you stepping into the ring with the likes of a Shakur Stevenson? It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, After this fight against Jamel Herring, I got just Shakur Stevenson winning this fight, especially after the fact that people were criticizing his last performance. But I like how eloquently he stated it. Every fight, you're not going to just blow out your opponent. You're not just going to go in there and have a great night. There's going to be nights that are going to be mediocre as fuck. But this fight against Jamel Herring, he's prepped. He's ready to go. And although Jamel Herring is going to be a hard out, Shakur Stevenson is a unique talent. He's a rare and unique specimen. And I believe that Shakur Stevenson has the boxing ability, he has the boxing pedigree, and he has the boxing skills. This is how talented Shakur Stevenson is. This is who Loma was sparring with in preparations of Rigondeaux. That's why Loma performed the way he did. because he had Shakur Stevenson's boxing ability that was pushing him. They were doing 12-round bouts, 12-round sessions. That shit pushed him to where Loma was able to have the performance that he had. If Loma's smart, Loma better keep sparring Shakur Stevenson, though. That's just my 2 cents on it. And it just gives you an idea of where Shakur Stevenson is on the skill barometer, on the talented barometer, on the rare and unique ability barometer. I always liked Shakur Stevenson. I just didn't like the fact that he was no longer with Andre Ward. That scared the shit out of me. But the fact that Shakur Stevenson is doing what Shakur Stevenson is doing now, the fact that Shakur Stevenson is realizing and quoting the airfield fighters, whether they're official and unofficial variations, airfield fighters nevertheless, it tells you now he's back on the right roadmap. And why he is the king of the young crop. Why he gets it when everybody else doesn't. Why a little Devin ass Haney doesn't fucking get it, but a Shakur Stevenson actually gets it. That when it's all said and done, you got to build yourself up. There's levels. There's gears to this shit. Meek Mill said it. There's levels to this shit, man. There's gears. And the levels and the gears are as simple as this. None of these motherfuckers are ready and would ever be fucking ready for a Gervonta Tank Davis. That's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother gear. And the fact that Shakur Stevenson was willing to admit he is the biggest salute of the damn day. But after he dispatched Jamel Herring, because I do believe he's going to dispatch him, let's see if Oscar Valdez steps up to the plate. Let's see if Oscar Valdez doesn't go and tuck his ass where the sun don't fucking shine. Or basically go crawl right back into that hole that he came out of. Because when your Oscar De La Hoya props you up and tell us that you're the #1 Ring magazine, when we have a Dallas, the Soto variation native, and i.e. Earl the True Spence, an American dream, Mr. Tactical Aggression, Mr. Technical Punching Placement, Mr. Body Snatching Work, the Levy Onslaught, the Punishment Style, that should have been #1 in Ring magazine. Isn't Dallas Cowboys America's team? Earl the True Spence is America's fighter. He should have been #1 on that Ring fucking magazine. That's how you know it's bullshit and fuck shit. But they gave it to Oscar Valdez. And if Oscar Valdez is everything that Oscar De La Hoya is saying that he is, then why not fight Shakur Stevenson after the Jamel Herring fight? That's the cool party. That's the unadulterated. That's the killer fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. When it's all said and done, if Oscar Valdez does not step up to the plate and fight Shakur Stevenson after the Jamel Herring fight, you guys know I'm going to start singing DuckTales. DuckTales. There's a stranger out to find you. There's a stranger out to find you. What you do is grab on you some DuckTales. Because you got Shakur Stevenson that's out here chasing greatness personification. And we know about greatness personification. Greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. But then you got Oscar Valdez that's sitting there and hiding and being a La Cucaracha. And we know the song, La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar. La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar. He's scattering like a fucking cockroach and not stepping up to the plate. How many times does Shakur Stevenson got to call your rabbit ass out? But after the Jamel Herring fight, there will be no more fucking excuses. There will be nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. But Top Rank knows that if Oscar Valdez, they know this shit. Oscar De La Hoya and them know this shit. If Oscar Valdez fucks around and fights the likes of a Shakur Stevenson, he's going to get exposed. But we know in boxing, black and Mexican, you put that together, that's box fucking office. Let me say it again. Black and Mexican, you put that together, that's box fucking office. He's the #1 guy in that damn division. Shakur Stevenson, after the Jamel Herring fight, is going to be the other #1 top dog guy in the damn division. So why can't they duke it out and squabble it out for who is undisputed at that fucking weight class? That's the cool party. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out. said he knows.